Here are some of the notes that can be written on the ledger lines and ledger spaces of the grand staff. As we have mentioned earlier, the middle C is written on the first ledger line below the treble staff. It is the same middle C written on the first ledger line above the bass staff. So the next note going down from the middle C in the treble staff is the note B, written in the space below the first ledger line, and so on and so forth. It is important to know that this note B is the same note B written in the ledger space right after the fifth line of the bass staff. If we continue reading the notes from the fifth line of the treble staff, we can see the note G written in the space right after the fifth line, followed by the note A written on the first ledger line, B in the space above the first ledger line, followed by the note C on the second ledger line, then the note D in the space above the second ledger line, followed by the note E on the third ledger line above the treble staff, and so on and so forth. Now, let's go to the bass staff. We start again on the middle C written on the first ledger line above the bass staff, followed by the note D on the space above the first ledger line, and the note E on the second ledger line, and so on and so forth. It is also important to know that this note D is the same note D written in the ledger space below the first line of the treble staff. Now let's continue with the bass staff. Going down, we start with the note F, written in the space just right below the first line of the bass staff. On the first ledger line is the note E, followed by the note D in the space below the first ledger line, then C on the second ledger line, the B in the space below the second ledger line, and finally, the note A on the third ledger line below the bass staff.